Okay, wow, I didn't know it started already. Hey, Queen of San Joaquin here. I just put out a really weird video. I was trying to download a new app for the live stream, and well, it didn't work. So anyway, I thought, hey, I got a comment from Isabel Morgan, and I was like, oh, she said, oh, I'm stuck on my moccasin. I can't find your email or Facebook or anything like that. So I was like, well, maybe I should do it, because I was going to do a series about moccasin stuff, and I just haven't got to it. And I actually like the live broadcasting, so I've been doing this anyway, so I figured, hey, why not? Why not just do it on the air? I'd like to see how I can see if anyone is, how do I do this? That? Okay, I guess that. I can't tell if anyone's watching this. So I'll just talk about my moccasins here. Okay, so yeah, so I did another pair of these. Another pair, only this one, these ones, I put Vibram on the bottom, which is cool. I like it. It was kind of a bitch to get on because I've never put these on the bottom, but this leather is really thin, and the other pair I had got caught on a tack strip and wore through. So anyway, I'm working on this pair. You can see this pair is almost done. I have to sew on this bottom part of the fringe, but I think it turned out pretty boss right there. Yeah. Ooh, dang it. Let me see. Yep, like that. By the way, Isabel, I do have a email where you can reach me. I couldn't comment on your comment for whatever reason. It wouldn't let me in. I think it might have been because you did it through the Google Plus. I don't know. I'll get around to replying to you. I'm sorry. I just thought, hey, why not just do it on air and then see if anybody is, watching and everything. So I could answer questions. Saying, I wish I could see if someone's watching. I don't think anybody is watching though. But yeah. So this is what I've been doing here. Get rid of that. I don't need that. Okay. I can't see. Alright, so I've gone ahead. Now I use the Tandy leather, Inca, and I think it's Scout Mock pattern. So they tell you to string it in the pattern. You can see they tell you to do it from the inside and then go around to the, all the way around and stop on the inside again. But the last time I did that, my moccasins were like some pigeon-toed crap. I don't know what was going on there. I might have done it wrong, but I don't think so. I really don't. So I just said screw it and did it from the outside in. Now you can try it the way they tell you, but it worked for me that way. So anyway, so I did it from the outside, started on the outside, and I started a hole after what is supposed to be the diamond hole, the matching holes. So on that particular pattern, there's four holes. You can see I marked it right here. This is the hole where you start, but I skipped a hole forward so that I could end up fitting the heel in, because I don't like to have the heel dangling here while I'm trying to work on the toe. It's annoying. So I go ahead and I do the toe first, then I put the heel on, work on that, and then I do the fringe. That way it's just everything is like all, you know, right in there. Like easy to work on. You can get your hand in there and hold it and everything. It's not as hard. Okay, so inside here, okay, you can see what I did to stop this is I took a needle. It's a really dull needle. I'm using both really dull needles so I don't score the leather. I think they're darning needles. And I thread the needle through just like this one. Only on this one, then I then go and tie a knot around it like that, and then push it down, and then when I thread it through, it stops on the inside so I don't get a lot of pull, or so the thread doesn't pull out, because it's really hard when you've threaded it through and it's not stopped. And I don't like to make a knot in the thread until I'm done with the entire thing. So I just pull it through like that, and so it doesn't go through the hole. You can see that. Anyway, alright, so starting out, this is, like I said, this is the hard part, is actually starting the whole entire thing, because you've got it all threaded through, you've got the right holes and everything, but when you first start it, it's very difficult. You've got to like pinch it the entire way around, and if you don't do it right, then it starts pulling out. So that's why I put the needle in. Oh, there's a bee. Oh my lord. Okay, don't get in my hair. Please. Okay. I like bees, but I'm allergic to them, so don't want them biting me. I'll just swell up like a fucking balloon. Anyway, okay, let's get started. Let me have a drink of my High Life. Miller High Life. It's the champagne of beers. Okay, so let's see if you can see this. Okay, so I take, and where this thread is going through, I line those holes up. Line it up. And then I take and I tighten it as much as I can without breaking anything, or, you know, being too heavy-handed with it. But pull it up. So I got a nice tight fit right there. You see the string, I'm using a thick waxed cord. I'll show you that in a second. Anyway, you pull through that. Now, on to the next one. You pull through just enough, and I hope you can see this. You line the next hole up. Now you should end up with kind of a, let's see if you can see this, kind of a pucker there. So you just kind of leave that. And then pull again, and really, you know, like I said, don't be too heavy-handed, but just pull through. And that needle that's back there, God willing, I did it tight, and it's gonna stop the, make sure that's kind of snug up against there. It's gonna stop the, it's gonna stop the thread from loosening. So, okay. Anyway, let's in there and do that. Okay, so now second one, there we go. Okay, and then you're gonna do this a few times, just tightening it, lining up your holes. Just line them on up. It's very easy once you've done it a few hundred times. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, keep on keeping on. Just keep lining up the holes, hold the thread, an important thing too is to hold, okay, where your thread is coming out, where it's tight on this bottom hole, where you can't pull anymore, you gotta hold that while you do this next part, so it doesn't loosen up. So you gotta kind of pinch it with your fingers, and then what I do is, okay, I've got my threaded needle still on the end here, And you're going to go through. God, my hand is in the way I'm doing this. All right, you're going to go through. I'll just hold it like this. And still pinching that, you're going to pull up, put your needle in there and kind of tug up, and that'll get your puckers where they need to be even. See that? Now, you're going to continue to do this. And like I said, the sides, they don't have too much puckering because the leather is almost the same size in the sides as, as it is on the bottom. So not too much puckering. When you get to the toe, that's where it gets a little bit difficult. So let's keep going. Like I said, just keep on lining those up. Just go. Pull kind of snug, line it up. And you're lining up the bottom hole. So you're lining up that bottom hole. Keep going. Okay. Now, we're at a part where this will come in handy, this needle trick. See that one pucker that's a little bit like, eh. I said, just get in there. Oh, that's a better angle. Okay. Get in there. And again, take that part of your needle, point of your needle, and just pull through. And you may have to pull back all the way back to where you started. Kind of pull and kind of just meticulously, you're getting them all even, pushing down, checking for evenness. And see, you've got a little, dang, there you go, you've got pretty even, right? Okay. Like I said, if anybody's watching this, which I don't think anyone is watching, are you watching this? Probably not. But I want to do more live ones, so if anybody has any questions when this does post, just I'll do another live one about the moccasins, and you guys can ask me questions. We'll set a time and a date. Okay, so we're gonna keep going here, just lining it up. You get any excess leather, you've got to kind of push it back, pinch it. So kind of give it quite a bit of tension, but not so heavy-handed that it's, well, if you do it too, like if you yank on every single one you do and do it too hard, it's gonna make the shoe like this, and it makes the shoe smaller. So you want to keep them just a little bit loose, but tight enough so it doesn't do that. But depending on the thickness of your leather, now I was talking about cinching in the other video. Depending on your leather, if you have really thick leather, you're gonna have to do this, let it sit so it dents the leather, and then go back and I was using a needle nose, but I was using some really thick, like almost like sinew type of stuff to thread with. So I went back about a week later after it had dented good enough, and then I really just, like yanked it and got it really tight. Now this is really fairly thin, very workable leather, so I don't think you'd have to do that with this. You can just kind of just go around, do all your puckers, get it good. Any places that do look loose, you might want to do that. Okay. So I'm just going to keep going around. And this, I found, takes about not quite 2 yards of string. I know the pattern was pretty confusing. It said something like 9 yards, but that's for like the entire both pairs. You do not need that much to start out just doing the bottom. I found that about a yard, or about two, what did I say, 2.5 yards? Okay, whatever, 2.5 yards is about what you need. So it's harder to do too when you have a crap ton, like a really long string, and you're trying to do it. It's like just gets tangled up. So now see, we've got like a big thick one right there. So we're gonna try to even this out. Like I said, you're gonna have to start here and kind of work your way back, and kind of just get, it's just a lot of working it back, evening it out as you go. And you can kind of push down, you can kind of pinch it, because this part's got to fit in there. Yeah, like that. Now I've started selling my moccasins too. I have an Etsy I just opened, so I just took pictures of those other moccasins to post as samples. It's www.etsy. I'll put a link. etsy.com/shop/the Queen of San Joaquin. So, in case you're interested. And I do sell them for $150 a pair, which I think is fucking reasonable. Some people look at me and go, oh, well, that's too much. Well, fine. Then why don't you go buy a crappy pair made in Mexico or China or something, and they're going to wear out, and they're not handmade. Well, they are handmade by, like, sweat in a sweatshop, so you're supporting that. Plus, you're getting crappy material. I mean, I sit down and I have to cut these, and I have to, these are really custom. Like, pick out the fabric, because this is fabric that I've fused to the leather, to give it a different color. You're not going to find a pair of moccasins like this anywhere. So, I do not think that 150 is in fact, that's a bit lower than some of the other ones I was looking at. But, I don't think that's unreasonable in the least. But, I don't know, some people, they just want cheap crap, so you can say whatever you want about that. But, I don't know. Okay, so we're going. Keep going now. Sometimes I have to do this every single stitch, because the leather gets all crumpled in there. So like I said, just keep going. Keep rolling. Keep them doggies rolling, right? Ha! This isn't rawhide, this is tan, but anyway. This is worked leather. I've never worked with rawhide, actually. It might be interesting. I've heard it's pretty hard to work with. Okay. Like I said, we're just going to keep going. You keep lining up those bottom holes. Okay, let's see if we can get a closer look at this. Okay, so you've got your holes up here, and you've got your holes in. Get out of my way. Okay, you've got the holes inside or down on the bottom. So you take this hole and you line it up with the hole in the vamp that's on the bottom. That's how this works, people. So you're going to line it up, and if you've got any puckering, you're just going to kind of hold it there while you just kind of hold it, and then keeping it lined up, and just do a few. Take your time, don't rush. Moccasin making isn't about rushing. It's about making beautiful things. It's about perfecting what you want your shoe to look like. Plus, the more time you put into it, it's going to be more rewarding. You're going to feel like you really know the shoe by the end of it, You shouldn't think of it as a chore, but more of an art form. something you should be proud of. A lot of people can't do it, and I'm not sure why. I think it's because they're just looking for a quick, like, oh, I can put it together. Like, I don't want to take the time to learn it. When I was first starting out, it took, man, hours to do what I'm doing right now. And I remember this one pair I was making, I threaded everything, started doing my puckers and, getting it all tightened up. At the end, I realized I had missed one stitch that was right in the middle. Wait, it was in the heel, right in the middle. I had to take the entire thing out and do it over again because I had screwed it up so badly that it wouldn't even work. Another time I ripped one of the holes out. It was just... So starting out, you're not going to be perfect at everything you do, but that's what, experience. So, keep going. Keep on going. Okay, this leather's being a little difficult on me. This one I may have to go through and cinch because it's wanting to... It's wanting to get out of control here. Okay. Well, like I said, we're just going through. Sometimes you got to do it more than once, sometimes not. Sometimes you have to do it every stitch, sometimes it's every 3 or 4 stitches. But as you can see, it's really coming around. You're gonna have to do this even after you've stitched it. You're gonna have to go through and kind of make sure they're all even. Oops. There we go. I had no idea how many people were interested in this, too. I think it's kind of funny. So just keep lining your holes. And every piece of leather isn't the same, obviously, but some types of leather, for whatever reason, it's either the grain on it or it's stretchy in certain places and not in others. The leather will kind of get out of control on you, like this one is trying to do. It's the grain is kind of funny on this one. Come here. Okay. I feel like I should have some Native American flute music going on. Oh, that's a bad one. Okay. Like I said, you gotta keep on keeping on. This isn't gonna... It takes time. It takes practice. That's kind of funny looking. You gotta just keep going. Every moccasin you make is going to be somewhat of an experiment. Every leatherworking project is somewhat of an experiment. It's not a, what would I say, like a finite craft. It's not like, cutting paper out or whatever and gluing it together. I don't know. You know what? I don't know. I was gonna make an analogy there, or a metaphor, and didn't work. I'll think of it. I'll think of something while I'm doing this. Okay. Yeah, see what I mean? Look at this. Like, part of this is wanting to get all bunched up, and I don't know. Just isn't. Okay. Go ahead and pull that out. Yank that out a little so it's not so bunched up in there, and then just keep going. Okay. Looking good. You can use an awl, or I even used a tiny screwdriver once because it fit in there and it seemed to kind of grab the leather, so it just worked out. But now I'm using this needle. Like I said, it's not sharp. I did use a sharp needle and it would score the leather and it just looked gross. It did. So I stopped trying to do that and went bought some dull needles. Now the thing about, you can use the sinew, but the thing about this thread I like is it's really thick and really strong. I think it's a lot more durable in some ways, but I mean, I know sinew's pretty durable, but it's really hard to find actual sinew. You get the fake stuff. I don't know why. Never really looked into it. I just use this cotton, waxed cotton cord. But you can use the other stuff. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, it's coming together. I really like these colors because I didn't like this color of this moccasin, or the leather. It just looks, I don't like the orange tan, this color that they use. I like, personally, I like the willow, I like black. But fortunately, I was able to find this fabric at Hobby Lobby. And it matches this leather like dang near perfect. I was like, cool. Okay. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying about this. Lost my train of thought. This waxed cotton cord spins around and gets really frustrating. It starts to get all wound up, and so when you pull it through, it's all curly, and you gotta like twist it to make it kind of out nice. That's the only downfall of this stuff, I think. Other than that, I really like it. I'd like to be able to find it in some better colors other than black, and I have a light cream color, which I'm gonna have to dye because the other pair of moccasins I have has a red strip, and I didn't want to put black. I felt like it contrasted too much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this toe here, and then once I'm done with that, I will come back and do the rest, and I'll give you guys time to watch this video and also comment and tell me what time would be a good time to do a live stream for anyone who has a question. So go ahead and go down in the comments and ask, and say, hey, I would like to know how to do such and such a thing.
Mom, who are you talking to?
I'm talking to my audience.
Oh.
I'm doing a live stream. I'm not just out here talking to myself.
Oh, okay.
That'd be funny. My daughter thought I was just talking to myself. Okay, well, that's nice. I'm just a crazy person now. Some Jehovah's Witnesses approached me in the park earlier and thought I think they thought I was homeless. No, I was well dressed, and I don't know. I was just chilling there working on a moccasin. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So go ahead and in the description, or I mean in the comments, just say, hey, there, I would like to know how to do this, and if you could do it at this time, that would be cool for me. Because I know some of my subscribers live in other countries and our time zones are not right. I don't know particularly what time it would be right now in Germany or something. So, you know, give me a time frame. Like I said, I want to, you know, help you guys out. Like I said, if anybody's interested, I got my Etsy, got my Gmail, QueenofSanJoaquin at Gmail. If anybody wants to ask me a question, like, that's how you'd reach me. Oh wow, that knotted up. See what I mean? It's all ooh, curly. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I know I've been meaning to do this for a while, and I didn't, and that's my bad. I'm sorry. But now with this live streaming, I kind of like it. It's kind of fun. Alright, so I'm going to do this all the way to the heel portion. And then I'm going to have to charge my phone because it's almost dead. But I'm going to do it all the way to the heel portion, and then you guys can mull this over and see if it helped your problem. Well, then heck yeah. If it didn't, then, you know, comment what you would like to see. So now I'm going all the way back around, just to even every little one out. I'm not done with the very end, but go. Like I said, what I do is I kind of roll it over like this and push down, and that kind of tells me where it's going to settle when your foot's in there, because when your foot is in there, it's going to pull up on this, on the toes, and then everything's going to kind of fall into place once it gets worn. So that is why I am doing this. Oh, my daughter wanted to know who are you talking to? How funny. I told her I was doing one. I don't think she was listening to me when I said that. I said just keep lining the holes up. Which now at this point I'm not getting very much puckering going on. Which tells me that I need to go back around and pull some of these and kind of pull them out this way. Like, so it's all about just making it even. You don't want to have really deep puckers right here and then none right here. You gotta kind of spread it all out. So there. Okay, so go back and make sure that all of this is pulled through, looks even. I think that's looking good. Oop, there we go. Pull through there. Kind of like there. And then another thing you're gonna want to do is after you've got them all even, is to stick the needle down in, and this is why I use a dull needle to poke hole, and push it down like this, and as you push down, pull up. And that releases any of the wrinkles you might have gotten in the edge here. So it doesn't look all crinkly and like smashed together and uneven. So go through, do that. And this is after you get your everything even. But you can kind of do that as you go through. If you see any wrinkles, just do it to that one. And yeah, like right there. You see that? I know it doesn't look like a big thing, but there's a wrinkle there. And that kind of stuff drives me nuts because I'm a perfectionist. Okay, so go in there. I'm just gonna do that. And if you gotta work it around a little bit, get it worked out. And like I said, you just gotta keep going round and round and round, round and round and round until it's all even. You'll get it. Give yourself time. Okay. Alright. And I'll get to posting my other moccasins on my Etsy. Like I said, I have a painted pot on there right now, and that's it. And yeah, so okay, so we're all done with this toe part. Next live stream I'm gonna do maybe tomorrow or the next day, something like that. I will do the heel part. So then you'll get to see that. But I've been streaming for 36 minutes and no one's watching, so yeah. That's yeah. So maybe the next one, like I said, leave me a comment, let me know. I'm gonna put this away, let me know. Let me know what you want to see. Any questions you have so I can include it in there. Time frames, I'm kind of new to this, but I like the live stream, so time frames, anything like that. So hopefully I'll see you next time. Queen of San Joaquin signing out.